Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
A top cancer charity has apologized for using the word cervix instead of trans-friendly front hole. The Canadian Cancer Society, which is run by philanthropist Andrea Seal, acknowledged the LGBTQ community on a webpage dedicated to cervical cancer, under the page's Words Matter section. The nonprofit said that many non-binary people and transgender men have mixed feelings or feel distanced from the term cervix. We recognize that many trans men and non-binary people may have mixed feelings about or feel distanced from words like cervix, the statement said. You may prefer other words, such as front hole. We recognize the limitations of the words we've used while also acknowledging the need for simplicity. Another reason we use words like cervix is to normalize the reality that men can have these body parts too. Cervical cancer occurs when a growth of cells form inside the cervix, the lower part of the uterus that connects to the vagina. Most of the time, it's caused by the common sexually transmitted infection human papillomavirus, HPV. The cancer can be treated with radiation, chemotherapy, medicine, and surgery to remove the cells. According to the Canadian Cancer Society, anyone with a cervix, regardless of gender or sexual orientation, should get regular cervical cancer screenings or pap smears by the age of 25. The nonprofit added that people need to get screened every 3 years, regardless if they are taking testosterone or not. It's important to tell your healthcare provider if you are taking testosterone, because this can cause changes to cervical tissue that can affect your test results, the charity added. The Canadian Cancer Society also noted that healthcare providers should help you understand the benefits and limitations of cancer screening. They should affirm your gender and perform any tests in a way that reduces your discomfort and any feelings of gender dysphoria you may have as much as possible, the charity said. The charity also highlighted ways that trans, non-binary, and gender-diverse people face significant barriers when accessing healthcare, including transphobia and discrimination, limited provider knowledge, concerns about emotional and physical safety, and a lack of trans-specific resources. Many commenters quickly flocked to social media to respond to the nonprofit's stance. Cervix. I have a damn cervix. This is just gross. You will never receive another donation from me, one said. Another wrote, how uncaring are you to ignore the identity, biology, AMD, sick, feelings of people who actually have a cervix. You need to be ashamed. Tom Quiggin, a former military intelligence officer and intelligence contractor for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, also commented on the statement. It may be time to walk away from the Canadian Cancer Society. They have lost the plot, Quiggin said on Friday. Another commenter said, I guess the Canadian Cancer Society doesn't want our donations. Why else would they insult women like that? The viral Twitter account Libs of TikTok also said that the charity's statement was beyond parody, unreal. In order to be inclusive, the Canadian Cancer Society will no longer use the term cervix and instead us the term front hole. Beyond parody, the account said. Others purposely commented the word cervix under an Instagram post that the charity made on Wednesday. DailyMail.com contacted the Canadian Cancer Society for comment. This is not the first time the charity has voiced its opinion on transgender women and cervical cancer. In 2023, the nonprofit recommended that transgender women should talk to their doctor about getting screened for cervical cancer. Canada's largest cancer charity said there is a very small risk that transgender women can develop cancer in the tissue used to create your vagina and cervix. The recommendation only extends to those who have had bottom surgery, a vaginoplasty, as those with male genitalia do not have a cervix, and therefore don't run the risk of cervical cancers. A neocervix, which can be made from penile skin, can contract human papillomavirus, HPV, which can lead to cervical cancer. If you're a trans woman and have not had bottom surgery, you aren't at risk for cervical cancer, the Canadian Cancer Society wrote in an article. If, however, you're a trans